Hey guys, so I figured I'd do kind of like a follow-up Redux video since I did an intro video for the series as well. Um, I did go and get the Resident Evil 6 Platinum Trophy, and this is my PS4 version by the way. I haven't done any of these, so my total stats kind of look weird. It's 58%, but you have a Platinum, which, I don't know, I think it looks ridiculous. You've barely done half the trophies. But nonetheless, so 1 Platinum, 2 Gold, 7 Silver, 41 Bronze. Again, none of the extra modes, the Onslaught, Survivors, or whatever the hell they're called. So that's that. All the Serpent Emblems, obviously. It only took me 40 hours. It took me like 80 something last time, but again, I kind of know exactly what I'm doing here versus last time where I was still fumbling around trying to find some of the trophies. As you can see, my professional run went just a little bit better than my veteran run. Now, part of that is just I had defense level 3, field medic level 2, and firearm level 3 to start. Excuse me, which makes a ton of difference, right? Field medic level 2 means you're getting anywhere from 2, sometimes you only get 2, most of the times you get 3, and sometimes you get 4 tablets when you're being revived from like the dying status, which is just a huge boost in terms of survivability. So Leon's went off without a hitch. I played Chris's first, then I went to Ada, then I went to Sherry, and then I went to Leon. But Ada's first chapter there, pretty sure when I fight those Gadenzo guys, I'm just too inaccurate because my accuracy drops to like 50%, like for the entire level. And I thought about this like way afterwards, but I'm using the crossbow for 90% of the level until I get to that last little part. And then I whip out an automatic weapon, and that's pretty much just what pisses all my ammo away or my accuracy away, sorry, is because all that ammo was getting spent versus the 20 to 30 arrows you used, right? One clip of ammo box 50 is gonna outpace what you've used already, so in hindsight, if I was gonna do that level again, I'd take the assault shotgun, and I'd make sure I had enough ammo for it, because I actually didn't have any ammo for it when I played through on professional for whatever reason. And then I'd kind of, approach it in terms of, let's not spray ammo everywhere, let's just get this done. And Sherry's chapter 4, again, accuracy issue. Shocker, I know. But the helicopter section there, especially in professional, I just take way too much damage, so it's a matter of just running and gunning, and the second I see an enemy, even if they're halfway across, I just start firing. Which again is not good for accuracy, but it's one of those survivability things. And like even when I'm, shooting at the helicopter and stuff like that, and the second half there where, Jake's got the opportunity to jump up on the helicopter and that. Obviously I couldn't do that with Sherry, but that section there, it just seems like there's a lot of random enemies. I don't want to say random, but they pop up behind you and you turn around and then boom, you gotta start shooting. And then, you see them jumping down from the ledge, so you want to make sure you get to them before they jump up on. I usually stay in that little middle area at the top of the 2 ladders, so if they start hopping up there, I start getting in trouble, so that's kind of that. I'm pretty sure the motorcycle section doesn't count for accuracy with Sherry, and rightfully so, but between that and the section later on when you're going through the marketplace, I have a nasty tendency to try and snipe everything from a distance, but realistically, when you're standing up, the sniper rifle is really not that accurate at long ranges. You kind of got to be like laying on your back, and all of those like the old signs and everything that fell down kind of block your view from everything. So I was kind of impressed. I got S's on all the chapter 5s, including Chris's, which again I was a little proud of. Heyo still killed me once, the same section that I had to edit out for the veteran run. But that was more of a lucky hit than anything else. So, I don't think I have anything else here to show you guys, other than apparently my wing shooter accuracy is through the freaking roof. I don't know how this happened, because I'm not exactly, as I'm sure you guys are aware, I'm not exactly the most accurate shooter. And I do use my handguns a fair amount, For whatever reason, like, my handgun accuracy actually isn't that bad, even with the 909. But 96 just seems really unrealistic. I mean, if you've watched any of my videos prior to this, you would know. So... sorry about that. A couple medals to talk about. I'm just trying to find them here. Oh, right there. Beat the chapter without taking any damage or getting knocked down. Those two are pretty unique. Using only a shotgun, using only an assault rifle. Without physical attacks, without reloading. Without grenades is pretty easy. Without using health items is somewhat easy. Without picking up any ammo or health items, that one's a little more difficult. And I'll get to talking about those in a second. A couple of the other kind of unique ones. There's 3 zombies hiding on a roof when you're in the gun shop. So if you find them, I had the sniper rifle at that point because I was doing it the second time. But if you can find them, that's a pretty interesting medal. Most of this other stuff... oh, beat the chapter without using a rocket launcher. That's chapter 5. You can actually finish Simmons off with a Magnum, and you get a medal for not using the rocket launcher, so that was pretty cool. Clear the stage without opening one-way doors is basically that's on the cargo ship in Chris level 4, and there's actually a pathway to get all 3 of those passcodes, and if you go down that way, you actually pick up some extra skill points. You find a couple kind of side rooms that I didn't even know about before that. But I had read about that one, so I figured I'd give it a go, and it's actually a lot easier than you'd think. When I played on Professional, I actually found all the ID medals and got my Bear Commander properly. I think that's about it. Cleared the chapter without being spotted. That's Ada's level 4. That's the one you get the trophy for. And Protected Leon and Helena is if you... right at the beginning of chapter 5, if you're able to shoot all the zombies in that without them ever attacking the 2 of them, you actually get a medal for it. So if you need a few extra medals to get the medal trophy, those are kind of some of them. My amateur runs are basically where I got those other medals. The bronze and the silver for Chris and Piers for chapters 4 is because I started right at the VTOL area, and when you start that late, there's like no enemies to kill. Your accuracy is through the roof, but that's about it. But if you do the piloting the VTOL trophy, starting there, you don't take any damage, you don't get knocked down, you don't reload, you don't use any physicals. Like, there are like 6 or 7 of those trophies I just mentioned, all came from that one little dinky bronze that was there. I have no idea why I played amateur Chris level 3, and I have no idea why I couldn't S level that, especially on amateur, unless I started halfway through, but again, I have no idea what that was. Piers chapter 2 and Piers chapter 4 actually were both for serpent emblems. That's kind of the only reason I did those. And the only reason Piers has more a higher rank than Chris did is because Piers shot the emblem, which counts as an accuracy, and I shot it with a shotgun, which is what tipped me off to that only using a single weapon for a chapter series there. So I showed you guys I had the shotgun and the assault rifle. The assault rifle is actually from Ada's level 2, but I'm sure like it's handgun, grenade launcher, magnum. I have assault rifle. What else is there? Bowgun. I'm sure I'm missing one of the other ones, but you get the point. I'm sure all of those, so if you just go through, you can probably get 4 or 5 of them from Piers if you just shoot one thing during his little VTOL section where he's on the ground. And as far as Ada's 2 amateur levels go, chapter 4 was just going through to get the trophy there. And the only reason I did it on amateur, you can pretty much do it on any difficulty, but I wanted to make sure that if I missed the headshot on those 2 little cockroach looking guys, that I still hit the body, it would still be a kill because the bowgun is pretty powerful. And on amateur, especially with firearm level 3, it was all pretty powerful stuff, so if I did miss, and I don't think I did, but if I did miss, it was one of those like I'm pretty sure I'll still kill it anyways and it won't catch me. And then amateur level 2, I think I worked it out. It's about 25,000 skill points if you start from 2-3, which is basically the laboratory section. So you kill 4 whoppers, I think it's 7 nipheads, and you find a $4,000 or a 4,000 skill point upgrade. Sorry. So it adds up if you tack on a couple of the 50 and 100 you find in the little boxes. It adds up to about 25,000. So I did that about 6 or 7 times just to crank up my skill points to get the Mad Skills trophy. So, which seems kind of cheap, but again, I only spent 40 hours playing this game, and I felt kind of guilty about that because I've got a ton of games that I really want to get to that I haven't quite been able to yet. I don't think there's Weapons Master, everything pretty much above the rocket launcher, or I think above the grenades. When you're looking at like your weapon stats there and everything, like I showed you my accuracy there, if you everything above the grenades, you have to kill 10 enemies with all of them to get this trophy. I've only used the rocket launcher once, so I know that doesn't count, and I've never actually killed anything with the flashbang grenades, so I know that one doesn't count as well. I don't know if the regular grenades count as well, but I mean, if you've been using grenades at all, unless you literally went through the whole game without using a single grenade, you're going to have more than 10 kills with them. Like, that's kind of the point. You use them in group settings and stuff like that, so. So I think everything else here, you can see my last 3 trophies were Leave It to the Pro, Mad Skills, and then the heirlooms. Everything else is pretty much, I don't want to say self-explanatory, but it's pretty close. The reason I got that medal, I wanted to share this with you guys too, the reason you get that medal for 150, or the trophy for 150 medals, sorry, even though I'm a little short, it counts the mercenaries medals as well. So I actually got it pretty early. I was trying to work my way up to 150 just kind of legitimately, but even with some of the other ones that I've never done before and just kind of recently discovered, I still wasn't able to get up there, so there's that. I'm not going to go through all the titles. As you can see, I did it all in professional. I still like the I know what I'm doing tag a bit more, so there's that. The only other thing I was going to show you guys, basically my 2 setups for professional. The first 3 campaigns were all defense level 3, firearm level 3, field medic level 2. Ada, I changed field medic to combat gauge boost. I debated going with recovery again, but the thing about Ada is once you kind of learn where everything is in the level, you should be avoiding taking damage most of the time. So, as I showed you guys, I had just over 1 million skill points, so it takes just under 1 million. Because I think I was 1,005,000 or something like that, so if I've got 9,000 left, it was just under 1 million to level up all of this stuff. And item drop increase isn't required, I got that earlier. But everything else is level 2, and then you get to this stuff. So it's just the stuff that has levels with it that you need for the trophy. But I mean, that's still quite a bit of stuff. Oh, and for the record, never got any of the infinite ammo stuff. If I ever did come back to this game to play a round of No Hope, I don't know if I could do it without infinite ammo, because... well, mind you, I probably could. I don't remember, I only played the one level I showed you guys at the beginning of the series, so I don't quite remember just how difficult it was, but... then I do know that the checkpoints are further between, and you don't, like when you die in all the other chapters, you start back with full health. I know they just kind of keep it to whatever you had at the checkpoint, which makes sense. Not gonna lie, kind of one of those things that you just expect. I don't think you start with full health in Resident Evil 5 if you die, so. You know what, I actually have nothing there to show you guys, so I think I will end this here. Oh, sorry, I had 40,000, I thought it was just 4,000, so it's pretty much 1 million then. 1 million skill points is what you need. Okay, so again, I don't know about these for sure, or the remote bomb. Obviously, I still haven't killed anything with these flashbang grenades. I don't even know what you would be able to kill, because it's not like the other games where you had those weird things that popped out of the heads or whatever when you got a headshot, so this you obviously need. And then I'm pretty sure you need 10 of these, but everything above the rocket launcher is totally fine. So yeah, that's that. Haven't played any of the... Oh, I played a little bit of Mercenaries. Not much. As you can tell, I'm not very great at it. My high score is only 200,000. I don't think I've ever actually beaten Mercenaries in the sense of killing all 150 enemies, so... But I also don't play very much. So that's... I'm sure much like how Veteran went to Professional, once you kind of get the hang of things and know where, you know, when certain enemies are spawning and that, it probably gets a bit easier, but... Like I said, I don't play any of these. I haven't tried No Mercy either. I think I tried No Mercy in 5, but given that I couldn't do this one without, like, killing all the enemies, I saw no point in trying this one as well, so... So yeah, that is that. This kind of rounds out the main Resident Evil series. I'm hoping that once I finish 7, I'll be a little better at it and I can start recording that, and then we can add that. And at some point I'm going to post Revelations 2 in the next couple months, because I've platinumed it and I put it down for a bit, and now I kind of feel like I want to go back to it, so I'll maybe play a higher difficulty. I'll play on the Survivor difficulty and just kind of go through for the sake of going through. But that'll come more later. Pretty much every Resident Evil other than those two is up on my channel, so be sure to check those out, and I will see you guys in another video.